What about 1/10 plus 2/5?
I know how to add that.
How, Amir?
Because you can just change them because 5 plus 5 equals 10.
5 plus 5 equals 10. Okay.
So you can turn it into that and add the tops.
So go ahead and tell me what to do, Amir.
Just turn that 5 into a 10.
Turn the 5 into a 10.
Oh!
How does that change the top?
And so 3/10.
Okay, so this is the 1/10. And then I just write the 2 down here? Is that right, Amir?
Actually, I think that would be 1/10 too.
You think that would be 1/10? Yeah. And Tay, what do you think the 2/5 turns into?
I think the cheese fifths turn into a 1.
So that's going to be 1/10.
1 plus 1, I know what it is.
Okay. So
2
that's gonna be-
tenths.
So the answer here is going to be
2/10.
2/10. So in other words, when you take 1/10 and you add 2/5 to it, you get 2/10. Right?
I really don't think you can just take a 5 and turn it into a 10.
I'm afraid you're right. You can't just turn the 5 into a 10 and then turn the... What happened here? We turned the 2 into a 1? What should we do here?
I know.
What, Amir?
Erase all of that first.
Erase all of it. I'm going to erase all of it, including my arrow. Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
How you do it is now you count by 10
Okay.
and then count by 5 and see if there's a match.
Good.
And then you put that on the bottom and you do the same with the tops.
Sounds good to me. Well, let's count by 10s and then count by 5s. How many 10s does it take to go from 0 to 10?
10, 20, 30, 40, 50,
Okay.
60, 70, 80.
Oh, you're going so far
90,
beyond me.
100, 120, 120,
Okay.
130,
Now what?
140,
Kalina,
150.
could you count by 5s and I'll do the 5s on top and see if we ever land up on the same place?
Oh,
Wait a
yeah.
sec, Kalina.
5, 10.
Oh, 10. 5, was there 0, then 5. Did you say 10?
Yeah.
So we have a match right away.
Just so you know, each time
Can you put this
you
farther
just
over
need to
there?
go 5,
Farther
10,
over here.
Wait a
then
sec.
it'll
wait a
go
sec.
15, 20, and
Yes.
20 will also be advanced. And it'll always go on every, after you say, like, in the 5s,
Right.
it'll go to a matching number.
Good. So look, if the 5s going along by 5 land us on 10 here,
That
what-
doesn't make sense. There's
what's
no
the trouble?
number between the 0 and the 10.
That's because we were counting by 10s down here, taking giant steps of 10 each time. 10, another 10, another 10, another 10. Here we were going by 5 steps. 5, 10, 15, 20. I think that the idea was this right? To get a number that both 10 and 5 fit into?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So what's a number that both 10 and 5...
10 and 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and all the 10 numbers.
all the 10 numbers, including 10.
Yeah.
Amir, what shall I do with this? We've got a real idea here for a way now of adding these two things up. But I'm not sure what the idea is.
It
Nathan's...
must be 20, man.
Must be 20. Let's do them.
Because if we did 10, that would be the same thing.
Good. So let's do 20s. How many times does 10 fit into 20?
Wait, first, now we have
You
to
just
do the
want-
tops.
Okay, good. Let's do the tops now. 1/10 is how many 20ths?
1, 2.
How many?
What do you think, Karis? What does that take? What do you think?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm puzzled. Tay, what do you think?
I think it should be probably 20/20.
So 1/10 will be the same as 20/20ths. Okay? 20/20ths. By the way, what's 3/3?
Thirds.
Kalina.
3/3 is half of the cake.
3/3 is half of a cake. So
Actually, 3/3 is, I think, a
More
half
than a
of a cake. A whole cake.
Oh, it's a whole cake.
Oh,
If you break the cake up into 3/3, 3 different thirds, and take all of them and eat them all. Oh, what kind of cake is it? What kind?
A whole.
Oh, it's a whole cake. Okay, I was thinking it was a chocolate cake. But anyway, the 3/3 make 1, and 7/7 makes how much?
The whole cake.
And 20/20 makes
The whole cake.
whole cake.
Yeah,
so 20/20
everything
is 1.
No,
It
yeah,
always
so-
adds up to.
Always.
Wait a second. Go ahead, Tim.
It always if you do the one the like let's say there is 1/1 it would always equal up to a whole. It will always equal up to a whole if it's fraction itself.
Good. So 1/10 probably isn't the same as 20/20 because 20/20 is a whole. Let me take Nathan's suggestion first about the cake. Draw the cake, and you want the cake broken up into how many pieces, Nathan? For this problem.
First the cake broken up into 10 pieces.
Good. I think I can do that. It's not going to be very accurate, but I'll try.
And shade in one of
One.
the pieces.
10 pieces. Now what?
Now shade in one of the pieces.
Shade in one of the pieces. So there is 1/10.
Now make the cake and break it into and make it into 5 pieces.
Terrific. Break it up into 5 pieces. Same old cake, different picture of it, broken up into 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now we need to put the 5. Wait.
Yeah.
I
Now
think we
put-
have
Wait a
got
second.
it. It's because 1/5 is 2/10.
Wow! 1/5 is 2/10. How did you get that, Tim?
It's because 5 plus 5 is 10, and if you take a fraction, it would be the same way.
Oh, that's terrific. So 1/5 is 2/10. 2/5, be careful,
It
is
should be, I think, 4/10.
is that right?
2/5.
What do you think, Sam?
2/5 is 4/10.
Lachlan, what do you think? If 1/5 is 2/10,
Yeah, 2/5 is 4/10.
it is 4/10? Is that okay, Lachlan? Mizuki, what do you think? 2/5, 4/10?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does that seem right?
Sounds a lot right to me.
Fifths are bigger than tenths. Okay, so here's this 1/10, just the same the way it was, 1/10, and the 2/5 turned out to be, sorry, how many tenths?
2/5, I think it is 4/10.
4/10. So, adding a tenth and
That would be
2/5,
5/10.
it would be 5/10. Terrific. Is that more than a whole cake or less?
That's
Less?
That's
yeah,
good.
less.
How much of a cake is it?
5 parts of that.
5
Half
tenths.
of the cake?
Great color. Half of a cake.
Yeah.
Wonderful. 1/10 plus 2/5,
Can
is
it be
5/10.
split as half of the cake?
or we could call it 1/2. That's great.
Or what else can we call it?
Well, what else would you like to call
Writing
it?
most of it down.
Could call it 2/4.
We just need to find out ways to call a half.
Yes.
I'm writing most of it down.
Okay. If you wanted to call
You
it.
forgot to do your fancy 2.5 up there.
Oh yes, you're right. Wrong kind of 2. All right. They're very strict with me about this. If you wanted to call it a certain number of twelfths, how many twelfths would it be? Fancy 2. 1/2 is how many?
Would be 4/12.
4/12. Is that right? 1/2 is 4/12. If you've got 12 things, how much is half of them?
I'm actually writing it down.
What
Okay.
was the answer to the problem?
I'm not even sure what the question was. The question is, if you wanted to write 1/2, you could write it as 5/10 and 2/4, or a certain number of twelfths. If you've got 12 things,
I'm thinking of the last problem.
It was that 1/10 plus 2/5
Yeah.
turned out to be 5/10, or 1/2, or 2/4, or a certain number of twelfths.
So how many 12ths is it?
I don't know. Let's figure it out. It's half of 12.
Oh, you need to start
Half
writing
of
that
12 is
I'm here.
6!
6! It's 6! Terrific!
6 12ths.
Do you want to try or another kind of thing? What would you like? Another kind of fraction. What if I wanted a certain number of 14ths? 1/2.
Half of 14
is-
Oh,
Tell
how
me
about
one.
12 6?
7?
Absolutely.
12 14?
Yeah, right.
Terrific. Okay, well, we understand. What about 13ths? Ooh, that's a mean question.
Mean.
Yeah, what do you think, Kalina?
Meanie.
6.
6, because 6 and 6 makes 13. Right, so let's just check that. We want half, 1/2 of 13, and we think it might be 6.
Or
because-
7!
Or 7. It's either 6 or 7 or something like that. Yeah. 6 and 6 is how much?
12.
So 6 is wrong. It's a little short. 7 and 7 is how much?
14.
It's too big.
Oh, 7 and 7 is 14.
Yeah. So we don't want
7 plus 6.
we don't want 7. We want the 13 split into 2 equal parts. It could be 7 and 6. That would be nice.
13 is not an even number.
It's not an even number. So what do we do? How do we get half of it? Not 6 and not 7. 6 is too small. 7 is
We're
too
never
big.
gonna get half of
In
it.
fact, we probably can't do this problem.
Yes, we can do this problem.
How do you know?
Anything's possible.
Because anything is possible.
Yeah.
Right.
We could split one of the
Wait, we
one
can
in half.
Yeah.
We could say
Yeah, go ahead, Nathan.
one of the one that has 7 in it
Yep.
into and then we'll split one of the 7, one of the ones in the 7 and
Oh, what
share
a great,
between.
that's a great idea. You take the 6, take one of the ones in the 7 and split it
Yeah.
in half. So we split it in half. And we take, well, those don't really look like halves, do they? And take one of them,
And no,
share it with the 6, like
Yeah.
that. What's that number?
that number is 7.
It was 7, but I took the,
Yes, so it's 6.5.
it's 6.5. Tay, it's almost what you wanted with a fraction over a fraction. It's 6.5 13ths. Funny thing to say, but it looks right.